SOFI update here on Sunday the 15th. So the question in everybody's mind is, did we bottom? And I think that if you look at the chart, we can make a pretty good case that we bottomed. There's still some possibilities of going lower, but I'll show you what I'm looking at using Elliott wave. So going back to here, I think this is likely. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an A wave. This looks like ABC right here. So A, B, C, that would be the B wave. And then we get another 5-wave move down here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that whole move is ABC, W wave. And then we get a X wave right here. Looks like pretty corrective to me, a bunch of coming back and forth into previous waves. So we have that labeled as X. And then we get the big move down in November of 2021. Took about 6 months to go from 24 all the way down to 450. This is another corrective wave, probably a double 3. And then we bounce in August all the way up to 850-ish. And we come down here for a move down, and now we're curling around. So the first thing I was looking at is if this is a W wave, for WXY, you can't go past the 1.61 fib. And interesting enough, or you shouldn't be able to go past that. We barely went past it on this move. So we went a little bit past it, pretty close to the 1.61 fib, and then we start bouncing higher. So if this is if every move is ABC, so ABC, 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 within this C wave right here, we have more ABC move. So we have A, B, C, A, B, C, and then we get a 5-wave move to finish it off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The whole thing is ABC. And then after hitting right here, it looks like we could potentially be looking at a diagonal here. A diagonal would mean this would be a diagonal first wave. Second wave does not come past the start of the first wave, and currently in a third wave. The reason that it's looking more and more like it could be a diagonal, we passed the 1.61 fib, and we close pretty close to the top. So if that's the case, we are looking at this as, if we zoom out a little bit, let's go to the daily. It looks like we're still in the third wave of the third wave on the daily time frame. So let's just say we topped on the third wave of the third wave, just see where we're going to go. This could potentially be heading 526. We could see a third wave go up here and hit the 200-day moving average. So this third wave could extend all the way up to here. And that would be my target actually, if this third wave keeps on going. And then that wouldn't even be the top. That would be, so 560 pullback. So if that is where we head, we could be looking at 640 to 660 to complete an overall diagonal, beginning diagonal first wave. So it would look like this basically. And everything looks good on here. We have the daily right here. The 50, we're above the 50, we're above the 20. 20's curling right here. If you keep on going higher, the 20 should pass the 50 and make its way towards the 200-day moving average. And maybe if it curls past the 50, we'll get close to the 200-day on this move, if this ends up being a beginning diagonal. So if we were about to do that, we'd go from here all the way to, let's just say we go to 660, and then we pull back to 540 to 520, something like that. So we would get an ABC move here. And then we'd be looking at a move that could take us all the way to potentially 810, or maybe even the 2.61 fib here at 1050. But conservative, let's go to the 1.61 fib. That would be around 809. So we'll just map this whole thing out. So 809 from, let's say 530, pull back to 750, and 750, we could be looking at 940 to 990 just on a first wave based on what we see right here. So this could end up being a beginning diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that, and break out all the way probably to this area right here. If we zoom out a little bit, you'll see actually there is some resistance right around there. So then the whole move would end up looking like this, and then again that would be an overall first wave, and we'd be looking at a pullback to about $7. So I can map that out. We can get the whole move, and then we'd be looking at 1320. Okay, so $7 to 1320, pull back to 1186. And you're looking at basically looking at a whole cycle that could take us all the way up to 1750 to 1639. And the interesting thing about this is, so the whole move will look like this then. Let's do like that. This is all predicated on this being a beginning diagonal, and we're starting a 5-wave move higher. The interesting thing about that is, I think it was a monthly time frame. Let's see. Yeah, I would say that monthly, on a monthly time frame, this would be monthly supply right here. So 1717 all the way to the very top at 2483. Projection would take this to the very bottom of the supply zone. And then again, all those are smaller 5-wave moves and other 5-wave moves if that was a diagonal. And then we would pull back again. We'd go from here, pull back all the way to about $11, and then that can go higher. So you can see, I mean, this will take a while to play out, but you can see how we could have bottomed, and this could play out over the next like couple of years, maybe over the next year or so, where we might have bottomed and we're starting this move that I just laid out. It's still possible that there's a little bit more downside if the market sells off again. In that case, I would be looking at this as an ABC move, not a diagonal, because a diagonal, remember, the waves overlap each other, and I would still look, I'd be probably looking at this as A, B, C, somewhere down here in the 3s, where this move right here would be also be ABC. I know I have tons of these going on right now, but You see what I mean? Basically on this move though, it looks like a diagonal to me. The start of a beginning diagonal. And as you can see, we are getting kind of overbought here. But it does not matter because we've been oversold such a long time. This weekly time frame is still got a ways to go. So we'll see. The monthly is still down here. We'll see what happens, but it looks like very good potential for a move all the way up here to the 200-day moving average. That would complete wave 3, pull back, and another move higher to like 647 to 660. And I think this whole move could potentially be done on earnings. Earnings are in February sometime. I think that the third wave could, timing-wise, could probably end in the next week or so. And then we would pull back, and then maybe earnings would get us back up here to 660 to 640. And then, of course, we'd fall off a little bit and then go higher. But there's a very good chance we bottomed based on the WXY pattern. We finished right around the 1.61 fib. So we'll see. I mean, there's no crystal ball to tell you where the market's going to go. I don't think the overall market has bottomed, but I don't know. This move looks pretty promising so far. So we'll see going forward, but that's a projection of what could happen if this is a beginning diagonal, where we could go, and maybe hit the 50 at the end of this first wave. But I'm really liking the moving averages are starting to cross. Once this 20, if it keeps on going, crosses the 50, that should be pretty bullish. And of course, when we get above the 200, that's going to be mega bullish. So that's a quick update on SOFI. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe. We'll follow this move going forward, but it's pretty bullish right now. Unless the market starts falling off here soon. I think this is a 5-wave move, most likely, a beginning diagonal. So a beginning diagonal is like this, except for a 5-wave move. Let's see. Kind of like this. So the 4th wave might come back down in the 1st, and then we get 5 waves that are higher though. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Again, you can zoom in here and just look at the waves, smaller time frames. You can see this would look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we get A, B, C, holds the bottom of the first wave, and then again we get this is most likely 1, 2, and we're in the 3rd wave right here. So it looks good to me. We'll see what happens over the next week or two. The market keeps on melting up. That's going to be very, very good for SOFI bottoming. The dollar stays low. If yields keep on falling, then a very good chance we have bottomed. That's it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Have a good weekend.